guys, it is Tristan with Nerdouts Newsstand, and this is going to be a little bit of a rant video because I'm having a hard time with some of the Batman books. And what I mean by that is they're generally pretty good. The issue isn't Mariko Tamaki on Detective Comics or Joshua Williamson on Batman. The issue is editorial. Now, what I'm talking about specifically, I want to explain. And basically what we've seen here is a new event after Fear State called Shadow of the Bat. Shadow of the Bat takes place when Batman leaves Gotham. Keep that in mind. That's really important. Batman leaving Gotham should be a huge deal, right? Anybody with an IQ above room temperature would know that Batman leaving Gotham would not only be cause for people to seek him out and try to convince him to stay, but it would be cause for a little bit of sadness, a little bit of wondering, a little bit of reflection and introspection. No, none of that. And I do think a lot of this has to do with James Tynion leaving so quickly. But Shadow of the Bat, as good as it is, has one glaring error. And that is the fact that Batman gives no explanation in Detective Comics, none whatsoever, as to why he left. Any sort of explanation as to why he left is kind of in Batman, and it's because of the return of Batman Inc., and it's just like, okay, no worries, guys, we're just gonna leave. Now, Batman's left before. That's not an issue. We saw him leave before No Man's Land, and it led to an amazing, probably one of my favorite events ever. No Man's Land is phenomenal storytelling. But the problem here is, as compared to No Man's Land with a great explanation as to why he left, we get none within Detective Comics. We get, oh, well, have you talked to Batman? Nah. No, haven't talked to him. I don't know where he's at. Yeah, Barbara Gordon would not act like that. I'm sorry. She would be concerned. And we actually have proof of this because her speaking to her father in the Joker title, when she doesn't hear from him, she is very concerned. So why are we at a point where it's just like continuity oversight, a editorial oversight, where it's just, I get it, you're supposed to be able to kind of go into the imaginary, and I understand that. But this is a point where it's a very big, glaring error on the entirety of Shadows of the Bat. If you have Batman leave, then you have to tell us why. We're actually seeing something very similar in the pages of I Am Batman. We've got the announcement that Jace Fox and his family, the Fox family, will be going to New York. And they're going to start the Empire State of Mind arc. But we're getting an explanation as to why. We actually got, for the first time, Jace take off his faceplate and kind of represent his, race as to being a new Batman. It's a whole big deal. Lucius is very heavy-handed about it, but whatever. That's for a totally different video. I'm giving I Am Batman one more issue, and that's it. One more issue. I'm gonna let him see. I want to see him in New York, but yeah, it's getting to be a little bit too much. But I digress. The problem here is the editors at DC don't know what they're doing as far as keeping things on a very even track. I have caught couple times, errors in the editor's notes on the pages of the comics. If I am catching them as a consumer, they should not be an error. They should be able to be you should be able to pick up a comic. And I understand now things have changed from when I was younger, but you should be able to pick up a comic and understand at least what is going on. Even if you haven't read the one before, or you're not going to read the one after, you should be able to. I understand writing for the trade or sometimes even the omnibus now, but you should be able to understand it. And to Tinian's wellness, he did a pretty good job of doing that. So is Tamaki. But why don't we have any of the answers that would make this whole thing make sense? And I think a lot of it comes to the disorganization over at DC Comics right now. I don't think they know a lot of what is going on or have enough staff even to have everything placed out and put perfectly. Not to mention, and I wasn't going to mention this, but this really irritates me, and I just seen it right before I recorded. They canceled Wonder Girl. Yara Flor, remember? This was supposed to be a big, promising character we all heard about before Future State. We're getting Yara Flor. This is a big deal, right? Everyone was out buying the key on Death Metal #7. Huge deal, Yara Flor. Canceled. She didn't even get the same treatment that characters like Joe Mullion got in her own 12-issue miniseries or maxi series. Are you kidding me with this? You canceled her at issue 7. Beautiful art by Joelle Jones. Story by Joelle Jones. What was the problem? How is this going to affect Trial of the Amazons now? Like, this was a tie-in thing. This introduced a whole new set of Amazons. And you were going to finish it up in an issue? Excuse me, no. You have no idea what you're doing. In that title, that character had promise. I know there are some people that weren't super sold on it, and I'm sure some of it had to do with delay. After delay, after delay. It feels like that comic's been coming out like every other month at this point. But, are you kidding me? Like, you have an event coming up that this is supposed to tie into, and you canceled it? What is going on? Like, get your shit together. Give us good explanations if you expect us to put our hard-earned money into your books. And again, I want to say they are well done. The books are good. This story was made for me. Let's be real. Shadows of the Bat is an event that was specifically made for me. Okay, I'm not that narcissistic, but I'm saying it deals with the psychology of it all. We're dealing with patient treatment and medical and everything beautiful about the new Arkham Tower. It was made for me. Arkham Order of the World is tying in. Made for me. A story that I absolutely love exploring. And I'm having this much issue? You realize that's a bit of a problem. Let me be a bit more constructive here. Tamaki Williamson, you're not the issue, but you need to demand a little bit of continuity clarity from your editor. You need to demand an explanation, even if you had to add an extra issue. No, Batman just doesn't leave Gotham without an explanation. Bye, guys. Just kidding. I hate it here. I've always hated it here. The rain, the crime. Yeah, fuck this place. No, that just doesn't happen. Continuity is a big deal to a lot of people. My brain ticks differently, and it means I need to know logically how these things are happening. Fix it. It can be fixed. We've got 12 issues, and I understand they're probably all done by now, but hopefully we get there. It's an issue. It's a real big issue. Really, really annoying issue. Anyways, sorry for the rant. After reading Detective last night, I was impressed, but I was just like, what? Oh, all right. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.